everybody.
Hey everyone, welcome.
Welcome to On the Block with ReMax Elegance, our second/third episode?
Ish, okay, 2.5.
Yeah, because our second episode was technically the introduction to who we were.
Right.
And everybody here, this is our second actual episode.
Alright.
Alright.
So, how was your week?
It was great.
Yeah.
It was a busy week this past week.
Last week, it was the end of the month.
It was the end of the month.
We put up some phenomenal numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I was very impressed by that. And we ended the week we went bowling.
We went bowling as a team,
cool.
So we had like a huge team event that we all went together to Punch Bowl Social.
Right?
We went during happy hour.
And it was kind of weird because I thought it was a magnet. I don't know how the pins were being picked up, but I heard it was a string.
It was bad. The bowling, the alley itself, I say is rigged because I don't think I was that bad, but all of my balls just went to the left. Every single one.
And things never got better. So.
It didn't get better.
Yeah. But all in all, welcome February.
Welcome to
Black
February.
History Month as well. And speaking of Black History Month, that is a niche market. And we were talking about different niche markets today.
We were talking about niche markets.
So what I wanted to share with you is we have the ability to gather these lists. And one of my niche markets that I'm going to teach this semester, this lifetime, is so I'll gather up a list of, let's say, Claremont, 2 stories, 65 years old, 80% equity. That list exists.
It does exist.
Of their names, emails, and phone numbers. What am I looking for? I'm looking for, well, maybe folks that want to downsize, folks that haven't been upstairs for a while, folks whose health problems are preventing them from going upstairs. Nonetheless, and they have equity in which they either do a sale purchase or even better, a reverse purchase.
Yep.
Where they use the reverse equity in the home that they have to go and buy another. That is a listing and a purchase, and then maybe if there's extra money, another purchase, because they have to spend it all. But nonetheless, those are niche markets that we were talking about, because this podcast thing you were talking to me about got me interested. I was like, really, podcasts? Is there podcasts for Star Trek people?
Star Trek, Star Wars, podcasts for everything. Actually, it's kind of funny you mentioned that. We were talking about cross-marketing, and I was talking about how we talked about this back in my first episode, how I wanted to bring you guys in, bring other up-and-coming businesses in here and use our studio and, make their own commercials, do their own headshots, whatever they want to do. And I actually had a cousin of mine who I talked to about this at some retirement party for his dad. And he was talking about how he has an up-and-coming podcast. And I was like, dude, you should come in, shoot a video here, use our studio if you want. And he was so appreciative. He actually blasted us on his podcast.
Now, would you agree that most podcasts, as they get bigger and bigger, they bring on marketing, right?
They do bring on marketing.
That would be a niche market. So when I brought up Star Wars, and if there's a podcast, I don't know if there is, but if there's a podcast for Star Wars,
his podcast
for Star Wars nerds or Star Wars geeks type thing, then you're a Star Wars geek.
I am.
So you could be the niche market. You'd be the realtor for the Star Wars geek.
I'm just like, I'm that. Right? I am guilty as charged. I am a nerd for all movies, all comics, all stuff like that, and I enjoy it. And so it's kind of funny because that's how it actually started. I listened to his podcast. It's actually called Views from SKITCH. You guys should check it out.
From where?
From SKITCH. That's his name. SKITCH. It's actually a really cute. It's on Apple, Spotify, all that stuff. Anyways, I listened to it. And
what's he talk about on his podcast?
He talks about basically all nerd comic stuff. Comics, superheroes, movies, TV shows, all that stuff.
Shut up. I pulled that out of the blue.
I know. This was not scripted, you guys. You just pulled that up. But he does talk about all that, and I was listening to it, and I was like, I actually genuinely enjoy the podcast.
And then all of a sudden, you can get brought to you by Sophia.
I know, right? No,
right?
Actually, so what happened, the way it actually came up was because he had a really cool episode where he asked people to ask questions, which I do think is a great idea. So if you guys have any questions, post them in here. But I asked a question. It was a simple question, how he got started into this and all that. And he brought it up, and he was like, and by the way, she has a great office. And they helped me out when it comes to, using a place to do YouTube videos and stuff like that.
Do me a favor. The average age of a realtor is
56.
Okay, we'll take that. I think it's 55, the average age, but 56, yes.
Okay.
Which would mean most of the realtors out there watching the shows, probably not the millennial.
Yes.
Okay. So if I want to hear this podcast, we remember radios.
Yes.
Okay. Where do you get a podcast from?
You can actually listen to it on your app, on your iTunes. You can listen to it on Spotify. I listen to mine on an app called Podcast Addict because I actually am.
So you download an app to your Android.
I have an Android.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I have a Google Pixel.
So you download an app, and then inside that app, you're like, find me SKITCH?
Views from SKITCH. Or you can just basically put in any kind of keywords. So like the way I got into podcasts is I actually really enjoy true crime. Like, like Dateline, and it is. So I typed in true crime, and then like 500 podcasts popped up. So you just pick out the ones you like.
Okay, and these are private radio shows.
These are private radio shows, and actually, yeah. I mean, maybe that's a goal for us next year.
And some are huge. What would it be like? What's the world's hugest podcast? Right
well,
now?
I don't know the hugest, but I know they have like
huge one?
Dateline. 2020.
Okay, but it's all audio.
It's all audio.
Okay, so you're on your way to work and you're listening. Dateline, 1962,
yes.
Or whatever.
Yes.
Okay, so you're listening to the episode.
You're listening to but it's yes. So it's not only the episode, but it's also like they kind of merge it for radio type. So instead of you're not visually seeing something, you hear everything.
So those of you out there have never done a podcast where you hold your hand. Okay, you remember Ron Peru. You won't remember Ron. Oh, I see you. And you, Jose, I see you too. David, yes, haven't seen the podcast. Alice. So
they're great.
Thanks for at least straightening that out for the rest of us.
Yes, I'm like a huge podcast fan, so it was actually really cool. So he put us out there, so I appreciate it. And like I said, if any of you guys have a small business, something like that you're growing, or that like I said, use our studio, use our area to talk about it. You can bring it in the YouTube video if you want to be in one. I think I'm gonna have him come on one of these episodes.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, just to talk about it a little bit. And
so before we let them go, what's up for the month at ReMax Elegance?
Tomorrow, which will be the day that this is posted.
Tomorrow's sales rally number 6, okay? I'm very, very excited.
Is that the 5th? Today's the 4th, right?
Today's the 4th,
Today's the 4th, so the 5th, yeah. It'll be the 6th sales rally.
Our 6th sales rally, my, 79th day here, and very excited about the changes, the new hires, and excited about the growth here for sure. And then also there's University Day. University Day is the 3rd Wednesday. Yep. Of the month, and then which is 4 training modules. We feed you a light breakfast and lunch. Always lunch. Yes, and it's like a full day, but it has. I think it's actually ending this one at 3:30. Gets me out of doing classes every week. Okay. Yeah. So come on by. It's actually a good thing for all of us too, because at that time we don't have to be here every single day coming into classes. Right, and not having to do classes every single week frees me up to take out agents to do live training. Yes, exactly. Yes. Any kind of live training. And it lets you also come in here, and some of our agents who use this area, and they come in here for their Facebook pages, their personal pages, and they want to put a video up or whatever it is. That gives the studio their time to use it. We try not to keep the studio busy all week so that other people, anyone, can use it to be available to them too. In the meantime, be sure to bundle up. It's friggin' cold outside. Windy. It's not so much the cold; it's the wind. It's the wind, and I can't take it. I don't like wind. I'm from California. Yeah. My people are from the desert, and it is hot there. I like cold. I do like cold. I do not like wind. I can't find my trash cans. Right. I live in North Montana. They're gone. I have no idea where they went. My husband and I went looking for them. We drove around the neighborhood last night. They are really in that kind of wind, you could actually just throw a bag out the window and it'd be gone. I know, but I feel like I'm going to be the one that's like downwind from somebody doing that, so I don't want to do that for somebody else. I'm just trying to stimulate the economy. Oh, and one more thing. What? You're rehearsing, aren't you? Yes. Yes, I'm in a play at the Candlelight Pavilion called Streetcar Named Desire. I am Pablo Gonzalez, the drunken and ever vocal poker player, and I'm in scene 3 and the last very one. Thank you for mentioning that. I forgot that. Yes, we'll be rehearsing all the month of February, and we start March 4th, 1 month from today. No way. And in 3 weeks, we'll have to learn, all 12 lines of mine. So. Well, any kind of progress for anyone in the office, whether it's real estate or not, it's progress. I'm happy for you. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, I'm back on stage. My second play since in my adult career. So. Thank you.
Very cool.
Anyway, signing off from On the Block.
Yes, remember, if you guys have questions, comments, anything, please put them in the comments below. Oh, and I'm going to also, somewhere in this video, attach pictures from our bowling night.
Yes.
So you guys can take a glimpse into what we did there. But yeah, please like, subscribe, post comments down below. Thanks, you guys.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.